This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here with another special guest. So I'll just let the guest introduce himself.
Yeah, man, I go by the name of DJ Gabriel Maunda, aka Daril Don Dada. Kaboom.
Yeah, so
Yes,
we'll just go straight into it. I would really like to know when the interest in music started in your life.
My interest in music began actually ever since, because my father was a singer and a journalist. So I was actually born in a musical family, and so I found myself in it. You know, I was taught how to play the guitar even from a very young age of 7 years. I was taught how to play guitar, and ever since music has been then. You know, my father had a band, and that band used to do music practice at home. So I was there involved. When they were playing, I was there. So they taught me how to play guitar, the keys from a very early age of 7 years. Yeah, man. So music has been in my life ever since I found it. Yeah, man.
At that time, did you know that maybe you'll pursue something professionally, or you also wanted to become a pilot or a doctor?
Actually, professionally, I wanted to be an accountant. Actually, I went to college to learn accounts. I wanted to be an accountant. But somewhat, music always found a way of being in my life. And actually, I trained as an accountant and as also as a journalist, but eventually ended up in music. Yeah. So it's not something that I had taken to be my first line of profession, but I found myself in it. And I actually in music and deal with music is that the response is massive. So I had no other option than actually embrace it and take it professionally. Yeah.
So in terms of career, did you ever practice being accountant, or you never practiced?
I never practiced, and I will only practice it in my company. Yeah, man.
So still just in terms of career, I want to know, being a DJ and radio host, so like what came first in terms of your career?
The DJ came first. I've been doing DJing for a long time now, actually almost 17 years. I got in as I got into the industry. My elder brother called Lawrence has a audiovisual company, you know, where actually he rent out screens, sound speakers and everything. So I used to go with him first as a technician. Then the urge to play music came by. You know, you go to a wedding, he's rented the sound, but they tell you now play music, you know, a little bit. So I found myself first as a DJ, and then now the success of the DJ actually is the one that resulted for me being in radio. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so how did the opportunity with Royal Media come about? Ulijipataje hata huko?
You know, there's a lot of my brothers in Royal Media. So one time I got an invite, like come. Actually, let me clarify: I'm not an employee of Royal Media. I come in every Saturday as a guest on a show called Sports Arena with John Kianda. Actually, my skill is the one they spotted my skill when I went to one of the DJs called Rambo. He went for a leave, and then when I went to actually hold the show for him, that's when they spotted and say, you know, we have a show on Hot 96 and every Saturday. You come through, you know, you can hold it up, because they liked the skill when I went there and played. They're like, yo, come up at Fanye Mambo kila saa, let's see how it goes, you know. And for me, you know, I always like vibing with music. Anywhere there's music, you know, and I like sports as well. I'm an Arsenal fan as well, so sports and music, you know, double up so well. Yeah, man.
You know, you also have these club gigs, and sometimes you are on radio, and I just want to know what's the difference with DJing in the club and on radio, because maybe when you go to the club, labda ukieka wimbo fulani unaona kila mtu ameruka amefurahi, so on radio, how do you even gauge that leo show ya leo it was great?
Actually, what happens is feedback. You know, because our show is very interactive with fans, yeah. You know, so there's feedback from social media, and actually the SMS is called. So they tell you most of the time, even the fans control your playlist. They tell you, you know, they keep requesting for songs, and you see the feedback. You know, you have to watch like the phone calls they make when the show is on air, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Even some of them come inbox WhatsApp. They tell you, yo, the show is great. Keep up the playlist and that type of thing. So that's the type of feedback you get. But so even actually playing in DJ and club, you know, when you play in clubs, most of the people that come to your events, most of them are your fans. So what you see them responding to positively while you're playing at, not just at clubs, even gigs, you know, that's what you bring on radio. You know, this is the music that, you know, is moving the masses out there. So that's what you bring on radio. You play the popular music. And then the good thing also about the different aspect of radio and these other clubs, radio is good because you can introduce new music. You know, when people are sitting down now, you introduce new music, they listen now, they like it. When they go to clubs, they already had the song on radio, so they will jam into it. You know, it's very difficult introducing new music in clubs. You know, when people go to the club or in the events, they're just there to have a good time. So you don't introduce something strange to them. You first of all introduce it maybe through social media, something like YouTube or radio, so that when they get there, they already know the song. That's the main difference between the two.
And you as a DJ, you know, like there are very many DJs in the business right now, and it's very competitive. So for you, what do you do to make sure that your clients just believe that when we have a gig, let's just call this guy, although there are very many DJs they can call, but they just call you. So maybe what do you do to set yourself apart?
There's very many DJs, I agree. And I've also contributed to make the many DJs because I personally have taught more than 1,000 DJs. Kenya and Ethiopia. I've been in Addis Ababa. I've lived there for 3 years. I'm actually the guy who's revolutionized DJing in Ethiopia. We went there, and actually there was no professional DJing in Ethiopia. So I'm the guy that went there. Actually, my legacy is there. DJ Rev, the guy that revolutionized. DJ Rev in conjunction with DCT Entertainment were the people who revolutionized DJing in Ethiopia. And that's the north side of Africa. So I have contributed to bringing up many DJs, you know. But one thing you have to know is that there's many DJs, but very few brands of DJs. I'm a brand. So as a brand, each and every brand, I see myself as a tool through which another company can advertise through. You know, that's the level of a brand. Number two, every other artist, not like a DJ, you must have something called USP, your unique selling points. So what gives you average above all other people? You get. So for me, fire and foremost, I've been a corporate DJ. I interact with different type of crowd well. I have not specialized with one genre of music. Plus as well, I've been in the industry for almost 15 years. So I've cut out a name for myself, and I've cut out a niche, and I have my target clientele in lock, and they know when they come, you know, the show is lit. We turn up the thing, you know. And yeah, so, and then one of the best ways of advertising is through the gig that you do. You know, every gig you do is an audition for the next. So when you do a good job, you get follow-up clients, that type of thing. So that is one of the things that gives me an edge above all other DJs.
Another thing I usually like asking is, like you have talked about doing this for more than even 15 years. Now, the thing with DJing is that the technology usually changes. Nowadays, technology changes very fast. We have new equipment, maybe there is a new laptop, you are using a software today, you hear there is an update or there is another software. So how do you deal with this fast changing technologies?
Change is inevitable. Everybody must align themselves to change. The whole thing is just to keep yourself updated. There's no shortcuts to it. You have to keep, and then change is good. Change is good. All the technology that comes into DJ helps you. It helps make your work easier. So let me give you an example. Long time there was turntables, and turntables people used to play with the records. And the one record is big and had few songs. So those songs, the records used to be carried with crates.
Yeah.
So they used to carry the records in crates. That's a long time ago. So for now, there's a lot of songs now. So how many crates do you think now, if I was still gonna carry crates to a gig, I'd probably have a track of crates, and then the work is tiresome. So it came CDs. The CDs, one CD now could hold at least 18 tracks. And if you put it in an MP3 format, it actually will carry more than 80 songs. And now there's a software called Scratch Live or Serato DJ, which has an interface, there's an hardware interface, which serves between connecting the machine so it's like you're playing real time, but actually those crates have been transferred into the software. You get, so it makes it easier. So you have to keep up with the updates. Yeah, like every day, and you must embrace change. Otherwise, if you don't, your career will be very short-lived.
I've seen you in a couple of podcasts and you have very strong views. So I don't know, where do you get this courage of just explaining yourself and just saying what it is that is in your mind? Because in the mainstream space, like where you are, people usually try to be very politically correct. So, and I've watched you in a couple of podcasts, you are very open and you just share what you feel. So what gives you that courage?
Yeah, I'm real. And I'm a Christian. And I don't think Jesus died on the cross for me to act like a coward. You get? So for me, life is about courage, speaking up my mind. And then I think, the truth is never runs out of fashion. You get? You see, like the people that I admire and some of my role models, somebody like Marcus Garvey, the things he said goes back almost 100 years ago. Somebody like Malcolm X, somebody like Martin Luther, Bob Marley, Tupac, the things them said, even today, they are real. Even today, people can actually reflect with that. So I like being an open-minded person. And for me, my personality comes first more than the career. You get? So I just like vibing with the truth, and I like vibing with what is real, because what is real will stay forever. What is fake will disappear after some time. So I'd rather remain with what is real.
Do you think this is what is lacking in Kenyan entertainment as a whole? Because everybody is afraid to speak the truth because maybe they will lose their corporate deals or something like that. Do you think this realness is what we lack in the Kenyan entertainment?
So yeah, a lot of people, exactly, they're afraid of losing maybe endorsements. They're afraid maybe they will rub a different client the wrong way or a different audience. Let me tell you something. And that's why you see them stay in the media for a couple of days. They stay in the limelight. Then when the real them comes out, then they start disappearing. There, anybody that fakes it, everybody that does not say things like they are, their career is mostly short-lived. You get. So, and I get the aspect, because life is hard. People have want to chase the paper. People are looking for money, and not everybody is courageous. You get. For me, first and foremost, my confidence helps me a lot, and also coming from a family whereby you get all the love and support. People tell you, first and foremost, if you have enough love from your home, trust me, you will conquer the world. So for me, first of all, I'm accepted at home. I get support, I get courage. When I go out there, I don't care, as long as I speak my mind and my people know this is the true side of me, and this is the truth I was speaking. We're just good, and when I come back home, everything is good. So I don't know about the other people, if that's the same for them. You get. I don't know about them, but there's a lot of fakeness around. There's a lot of fakeness around. So for me, it's just to tell them, they need to step up, be better, be bold, speak the truth. Only the truth shall set you free, and the truth never goes out of fashion. So
Yeah.
if you want your career to prosper for a long time, just stick to the truth. Be real. Be who you are.
I've seen that you're also vying for political office. So how did this idea even come about? Because you being a DJ, kwanza ma DJ wa reggae huwa wanasema mnaunda pesa sana. Every day you guys usually have a show. So sijui, maybe hii idea ya vying for political office, sijui ilitokea wapi? Maybe if you can just share with us.
Me wanting to be a leader, actually, like I've said before, is need-based. I've always wanted to effect change in the society. I've always wanted better. I am not the person to settle for less. And sometimes it gets to a point whereby a situation arises, and then actually and an opportunity presents itself, whereby what you always wanted in your heart and you always believed you can do, now presents a clear chance for you to do it. Like you see now, for me, I had never thought in my mind that one day I will vie for a political office. But my quest, actually, I'm also a very strong human rights defender. I don't like seeing people being oppressed. And Ethiopia, by the way, in reggae, in Rasta is about liberation. You get. So one time, living in Donholm, there's a land, kuna kiwanja, there's a playground which maybe kids play, and and for us over the weekend we go there and practice, was being grabbed. So that particular day, oppression met me at my face, and I had to do something, and yo siku tulitoa noma serious. We fought hard with the grabber and their goons, and we managed to suppress them, and then they went. So that particular day, the resident association had a meeting and made me the forefront person, actually, to fight for that playground, because on that day they saw how resilient I was and how courageous I was, the confidence, the ability to stand up in front of the oppressor and actually the goons. They saw me in action, so they told me, "Yo, be the face of this," and I took it up, and then we went to great lengths to defend that land. And then after that, there's a couple of other things like roads in my area which were dilapidated and in bad shape. So I also led a movement which protested against that, and then there was response. Then the residents association had a meeting and prevailed upon me. They told me, "Yo, we've seen that you're fit for leadership. For a long time, the people who have been on the seats for almost 15 years have not managed to do what you have done in a couple of weeks and just months. So we see that you're fit for this, and we give you our support. You have a full blessing. Run for this thing. We have you have our vote. And to that, on my first attempt, I tried. I came third in 2017, and it was like with more than 5,000 votes in an area whereby people only win with 8,000 votes. You see, people kept true to their word. They told me they'll support me. They gave me the vote. You know, and right now, I say the first shot was just telling my name, and actually people knowing me and familiarizing with me. And this 2022, I have a clear chance to take the seat and effect that change which people badly want in that ward of Upper Savannah.
As we are finishing up, I just want you to talk to the youth. Just tell them which type of leader should they choose. Watu wakikuja kuwaongelesha saa hizi, to gani maybe that they should really pay attention to.
I will urge all the youth to elect youth. If there is a seat, if there's a political seat that is presenting itself, hapo, and there's a youth there, pigia my youth. Because let me tell you, this country has an affirmative action that protects every other person except the youth. You see, like for the women and our sisters whom we love so much, there's a 2/3 gender rule which favors them. You get? For the old men, you know, in this country, you cannot be a president if you're a youth. To be a president, you have to be 35 years and above. And English defines being a youth as being an adult below the age of 35 years. So if you're below the age of 35 years, who is a youth, you're disqualified from being a president. So for me, I tend to imagine that they try to envision and say that the presidency is an affirmative action for the old people. You get? So nobody is there to stand up for the youth. So if there's a youth vying for the seat, especially KTMCA, vote for that youth. And I will tell the youth, vote. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. You know, so first of all, analyze a leader before you vote for them. What is their past? You get how well did they were they there for you before they present? Avoid this thing ya mtu ametokea leo na amekuja na domoba, amekuja na chapa. Leo hii siku amekam leo ndio umemjua na hii time. So that's the time they give you handouts. They give you 50 shillings, 100 shillings. And then after they give you the handouts, they disappear. So that 100 shillings will sustain you for the next 5 years until they come to bribe you again with maybe now 150 or 200. So be conscious, know the person that you elect. Don't just vote people on base of political party, ethnic alienation, or just because they seem popular at the moment. Analyze the character of a person. Don't just actually do not step into the euphoria. Sit down, analyze this person. Like, you know, the need for other people, like now, people who are above 35 years and of the other gender, their problems are unique. You as a youth, your problems are unique. Vote for a person who advocates to change the challenges that you face as a youth. You get unemployment. How will this person, the candidate that you support, how is he willing, or what methodology is he going to try to use and try to tackle the issue of joblessness? How is he going to create employment within where you are? You get? Does he have practical solutions? So ile solution ya kila mtu anakuambia, when I go to the office there, nitawaandika kazi nyinyi wote. That's a lie. You cannot carry each and every person in your ward or every electorate and go na watafutie kazi huko, maybe parliament or county assembly. No, this person has to have practical solutions. Where at the ward level, how is he gonna do what he's saying there? How is he gonna create employment there? There has to be an extra aspect of brilliance ndio umchague. Usichague mtu just because just because kila mtu anasema umchague, hapana. Wewe kaa chini, analyze, angalia umse, na na usichoose mtu because your parents have told you mpigie, hapana. Wewe muangalie your parents wako hapo, shida zao maybe za retirement na mambo zingine, labda huyo jamaa issue zao anazipresent vile zinafaa, lakini wewe as a youth umse anakupresent. So wewe kaa chini, analyze, usifuate chama, usifuate watu wengine, wewe fuata interests zako. And then one that is very important is that violence will never solve anything. So I will urge all the youth in this political time, this political era, political time that we have right now, to shy away from violence. No amount is too big to justify a case of you advancing violence against your neighbor. Hii pesa umse akichaguliwa amekupatia do uchachishie neighbor wako, atatoka na aende, akienda kwa parliament tutamwona for the next 5 years. Lakini ujirani yako mwenye umefurukana na yeye, huyu mwenye mnaombanaga chumvi, huyu mwenye kwa parking mnagoteana, utacho maharibu uhusiano wako na yeye, you get. So reflect on that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, bro, for giving us your time. We wish you all the best.
Thank you, man. God bless. Mungu mbele siku zote. Bless up. Yeah.